Hey guys, this is ArmedChief and welcome back to another Valorant video. This one is going to be on how to reduce all sorts of lag that you might have while playing Valorant. I can never speak, sorry. So lag, whether it be your computer's lagging and you get low FPS, or whether it's like internet lag because your internet is so garbage you can't even run my YouTube video. So, I'm going to show you how to reduce lag as much as possible, especially for those of you that live in like regions where Valorant may not be available yet, so you have to use like a VPN or something like that. So I'm going to show you guys how to reduce that kind of lag as well. Again, I don't want to guarantee that this will fix all and everyone's lag. This is just, generic things that you can do. And again, it might not work for everyone. So, keep an open mind when watching this video, but I'm going to try and do my best to show you on some of the things that you can do to reduce lag. So first thing we're going to start off with client lag. So client lag is like your game's lagging, it's always freezing, your FPS is so garbage, something like that. So basically what you're going to do, especially if you're new to this game, you can go into your settings here, and then you're gonna press on video, and then you can take a look at this stuff. This is my settings. So one thing you can do right off the bat, I have a 1920 by 1080 monitor, but if yours is probably gonna be maybe lower than mine if you don't have the same resolution or anything like that. So what you can do is you can actually lower the resolution, which will help your FPS tremendously. So one thing I recommend to do is, if your resolution is set to any of these, make sure that it's set to like 1280 by 720. So it's like this one here. So that's still HD. It's just downscaled, and it helps your FPS a lot. I mean, like a ton. Now, personally, I would recommend, if you're downscaling your resolution, that I would recommend that you actually run it in windowed mode, just because you want to keep the the HDness of the game. So running it in a downscaled resolution in windowed mode actually really helps your FPS like a ton, and that's like the most optimal you're gonna get for getting pretty good FPS. But if you're a full screen guy like me, then you can always keep your game in full screen. It'll just downgrade the quality of the image in full screen depending on the resolution of your monitor. So that's the first thing I'd recommend, downgrading it to 1280 by 720. You never really want to go to anything below that, because then that's when it starts kind of looking really bad. So that's what I'd recommend downgrading to. Here's another one, display mode. So personally, I run in Windows full screen, which means that my game's full screen, but like I can tap out to look at other things like Discord or whatever. But personally, I would recommend full screen, because full screen is going to give you the most optimal gameplay, because your computer is going to be focused on just this one program. So when you have it in full screen, and I've actually tested this with plenty of other games, games tend to work better in full screen. So I would recommend running your game in full screen if you're having issues as well. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Let's see what else. Monitor, you don't really have to do anything with that unless you have like 2 monitors or something. So everything else. Also, these settings are also pretty important too. So I think I actually changed what it used to be. I'm not sure if these were the default settings or not, but you can copy the settings that I have. So like I turned off limit FPS always. And see, like right here, I'm not sure, it was probably turned on when I first got the game, but I actually turned this off. So that means that your computer can actually get the best results instead of the game limiting it to 60 FPS or whatever your thing is being limited to. So you can turn that off, so you can get like 120 like me, or 2 whatever. So that's something else. And then so that's pretty much the only big one. I guess another big one could be like the limit FPS on battery. So like if your computer isn't plugged in, you could probably turn this one off too if you want like the max performance, although that might probably kill your battery more. But you can also turn the setting off too. I just have mine on because I always have my computer plugged in. That's for the generic settings. So the next thing we're going to look at is actually another pretty important one. It's going to be the graphics quality. So for the graphics quality, these are actually pretty important. So I actually have mine set to medium. And I actually used to have mine set to high, like everything was at like the max of the max. But I don't know, for some reason with this new patch, like I don't know if they upgraded their resolutions on their characters and the maps or what, but I actually started getting some lag with the new patch compared to before, so I actually had to downgrade my settings. Yeah, so I'd actually recommend, if you're having, you know, really bad FPS issues, you know, you're getting like 30, 20, I definitely recommend switching the top 4 to low, turning off this one here. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. You turn this off. Make sure you also turn off VSync. VSync limits your FPS, so if that's on, I would definitely recommend turning off VSync unless you're playing on like a TV and you want more of like a console-like experience. That's really like the only time you would use VSync. That, or if you want like a stable FPS, but I always turn it off because VSync usually only limits to like 60, and I usually get around like 120-ish, so I definitely recommend turning VSync off. Anti-aliasing, if you're experiencing lag, I would definitely recommend turning that off. I just have mine off because I don't really mess with it. Aniscopic filtering, I would definitely recommend putting that to the lowest setting, so 1, if you're, you're experiencing lag. And then you can also definitely turn all of these off as well, because these are all performance things as well. So like you can turn off the clarity, bloom, distortion. These are all resource dependent, so if you turn these off, they'll definitely help your FPS gain. So yeah, these are all pretty big ones. So yep, and I think that's pretty much it. Also, if you want to see like your FPS, like what you're getting in game, you can turn on text only. I don't really use these other two. I just use text because it'll tell me like what FPS I'm getting in game. If you guys watched my last video, then you know what I'm talking about. You can go check that out. That's the game-breaking bug video. But yeah, so if you want to see the FPS you're getting in game, you just press on text only, and then you'll be able to see like what you're getting in game. So after you tweak all your settings and stuff, and you want to see what you're getting, then you can always turn this option on. And then one more thing you can turn on too is the server tick rate, which basically is just if you're more of like, well, I guess not really tech savvy, but if you just want to know like the server tick rate, then I guess you could turn that on. If you guys know what that is or don't know what that is, you can check out Riot's video. They did a whole in-depth thing about that where they were talking about how their servers are 128 and all that stuff. But yeah, so that is going to cover the FPS portion, so if you're experiencing lag in your game. Now, in terms of the lag you might be having with your internet, so the lag that you might be having with your internet, there isn't really much that I can suggest internet-wise besides get better internet, but no. So there's one program that I used to use for the longest time when I had really bad internet. Like I had like dial-up internet. It was terrible. But there was one program that I used to use, and you guys might have heard of it before, but it's called Haste. And Haste is a free program that you can download on Google. You just go to Google search and type in Haste, and it's this program where it actually helps. It basically like dedicates all of your internet to this one program. You can like set it to dedicate to just Valorant, and it optimizes your internet connection to better help you with your games. I should just clarify, this video isn't sponsored at all. I'm just from personal experience. Yeah, so you can actually look into a program called Haste. It's really, really helpful. I used to use it when I used to play League of Legends back in the day, and I used to play it really often, but on like the dial-up internet. So Haste is really helpful, and it definitely helps a lot. So if you're experiencing lag, in other countries, I would definitely recommend looking into Haste. It's a free program. You can download it for free. I think they also have like a paid version as well. Or they actually might have like a free trial or something, or I'm not entirely sure how that works anymore, but yeah, so you guys can definitely look into Haste to better your internet connection. But I guess really my recommendation is, with this whole closed beta thing, Riot Games is really good on rolling out things, especially really quickly, and I know that they're trying to expand as much as possible, so I would definitely just recommend waiting if you are in a different country or anything like that. Definitely just waiting until they expand to your area. But yeah, so if you're experiencing the connectivity issues, I would definitely recommend looking into Haste. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I apologize, like there's nothing really much I can do about, bad internet and anything like that, because it's always it's gonna be like that wherever you live, So if you're trying to connect from Asia to America, of course you're gonna get bad lag. Yeah, so that's probably gonna be it. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess that's really pretty much it. If there's anything else, maybe something that you guys know that I don't know about, reducing lag or anything like that, you guys can definitely let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought. I really do appreciate you guys' feedback and, everything that's been going on lately. I really appreciate the love that I've been receiving from all of you guys. It's really been great. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Again, I try to post videos every single day here, Valorant content. Hopefully I'll get into something else later on. But yeah, so make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with yet another Valorant video. Peace, guys.